So we started off with Baron Zemo behind the screen trying to get these niggas to fight, and Cap looks to his right and he cannot believe that this man has pulled up to instigate. So Tony over here confused as hell because the monitor starts to play a clip, and Tony's like, "What is this?" And he's sitting back here chilling because this is all he had to do for Tony to get hyped. So he starts to watch the clip and he notices the car in the road. And the date looks familiar, so he starts to actually pay attention to what's going on in this clip, and he sees Bucky pulling up on his bike, and the way Cap glances at this man, he know he and Bucky over here looking like a kid that just got put in timeout. So they show the footage of Iron Man's dad damn near dead, and Bucky walking over here picking this man up by his head, and now Tony knows why his dad didn't come home. And why does this man have his gun up like he's finna do something with it? You're about to get packed up, pal. Look how this man just glanced up staring at you. You think you're about to live any longer? And he just starts beating on his man's face like Omni-Man was doing Invincible. So then he just drops bro on the ground. Meanwhile, Tony finna spaz out. So after brutally beating this man up, he puts him back in the car like he didn't just commit a whole murder. And his mom just witnessed all that in the passenger seat just sitting there. So bro walks over to the other side of the car and he just chokes Tony's mom to death, and Tony cannot believe his eyes right now. So bro walks to the camera and he looks at the bitch and just shoots it. And after watching your parents get murdered by a man that's standing right next to you, I think the last thing you would want to hear is a snake right next to you telling you that he didn't mean to do it. So after letting all that settle in, the first thing that Tony does is try to attack this man. And Tony was so ready to get back, he didn't even put his helmet back on his head. So Cap is holding Tony back, and that's all he needed to know if Cap knew or not. So then Tony asks if he knew, and then Cap says he didn't know it was him. Like I would have popped this grown man in his mouth for lying to me right there. F the machine that made you, nigga. I'm the machine. So Tony had enough of the talk and he's ready to hit now. So he backhands the out of Cap, and this points a gun at a machine. Like, my you really are a retard, huh? So Tony shoots that at his hand and then catches this weak ass punch he threw at him. And Zemo done instigating, he got the out of there. Meanwhile, Tony over here bullying this even takes him by the collar and flies away. So he steps on bro's arm and he was about to obliterate his face. And look at Bucky, he never got no treatment like this since he fell off that damn train. So Cap throws the shield and saves this man's life, and he runs up and trucks the out of Iron Man. And he's still trying to kill Bucky, so he tells Cap to get the out the way. So Tony takes him by his collar again and flies up and away. And Bucky is going through the worst treatment of his life while Tony's still trying to obliterate this man's face. So he grabs Tony's hand and starts crushing that shit. He manages to break it, but Tony ain't done. He ups a rocket, but Bucky slapped that to the side. Meanwhile, Cap running back over there with his cinematic ass, and the cameraman pans up and Iron Man just beating this man's ass. And just look at this face. He is terrified. So he gets thrown to the side like a thought. Iron Man come falling down and gets trapped, and this Bucky is making a run for his life, but Iron Man pulls up in 0.2 seconds just to miss the shot, and then Cap pulls up just to some more. Like, bro, this fight got nothing to do with you, bro. You are not included. So Tony finna hit the flyby, but Cap like, it wasn't him. But he ain't hearing that, and he tells him to move. And this is a different level of riding, bro, I swear. I know y'all would probably do the same thing in this situation too, but come on, my guy. But Iron Man's tired of the riding, so he pulls out the lizard that we haven't seen since 2012. So he starts flying up to Bucky, and he ain't wasting no time with this man, so he kicks him down. And he's about to try to finish him again, and this man somehow had enough space to do a whole backflip and reflect the shot. So Bucky on a run again, but Tony just not letting it slide. But then Cap jumps off and somehow hits this shit. Like, this man is such a head-ass character, bro. But he yanks Tony all the way to the bottom. So he almost made it up out of there. But Tony pulls the rocket out his arm, but his mask is fucked up. So he takes the mask off and no-scopes that Look at this man so happy to get up out of there, but Tony was not done with that ass. So his only escape to victory closes on his ass, and Tony puts his mask back on and he flies up there. But Bucky was ready, so he swings at Iron Man, weaves his back arm he threw at him, and then gets put in a chokehold. Tony's like, I know you remember that shit. And bro said he remembers all of it. So then he starts flying down, and Cap was just sitting there waiting for this moment to happen. So they fall down to wherever the hell they finna hit at now. And Tony's tired of the riding, so he's ready to swing with whoever. So Cap down here talking about he's my friend, head ass. And Tony's like, well, I'm gonna make you a grave right next to him. And oh my god, it is time to cook. So he flies at his man and give him a one piece, and they start exchanging hits. And Cap manages to get this man in the headlock, but Tony ain't going, so he flips the about that bitch. And Tony trying to go for the insta kill, but Cap dodges that shit. And then this is when the crisis started. Bucky got his ass beat so bad he wants to jump this man now. So Tony over here serving this nigga, and this man comes with his legs in the sky and everything. So he throws the shield at Cap, and they start giving this man an ass whooping of a lifetime. And when I first seen this, I couldn't believe they was beating this man up like this. But run that shit back, I gotta examine all of this shit. So Bucky threw the shield, weaves his attack, punches him, and then kicks him, smacked by the shield. He dodges Bucky's punch, and then dodges Cap's shield. And Bucky kicks him, and he throws the shield at the ground towards his face, then gets hit by the shield, and then hit in the head by Cap. Then he shot Cap with a repulsor blast, and just from him getting jumped, Bucky think he grew some balls now. So Tony and Bucky start exchanging hits, and oh my god, they was in the studio cooking with this one. But Bucky catches this nigga's hand as they both watch the blast go up, and then punch this man straight in his chest. And he tried to get up and start cooking again, but Bucky got him pinned against the wall. So he tries to rip his heart out of his chest, and I was laughing because Tony wasn't going out like this. Bro was getting done so bad, all he cares about is taking his heart now. So the dumbass gets his arm blasted off, and he's surprised. So Tony shoots this in his back to put him to the side, and now Cap is trying to spin back for Bucky, and then they hit this cold ass art piece. Oh my god. So then they show Captain America piecing the by the Iron Man. He got him in that Batman cape combo right now. Tony don't even know what the going on in that suit. He just in there getting his ass pieced up. So Cap uppercuts his back to the wall, and they show us this first person view of Cap beating our ass. Then after getting his ass beat, Tony decides that he's about to retire this nigga. Let's cook. Blast the shit out of Cap's hand, blocks the hit, turn around and bust him in his gut, pulled up on him, punched him in his gut, then elbowed him in the face, then uppercuts him and shoots him in the gut again. And Tony basically won, but it was a 2-on-1 the whole time. But he pulls up and gives this man a 2-piece combo, and then he throws this nigga and gives him another chance. But it's super soldier kicking, and he get right back on his feet. So Tony was about to finish his ass, and then this half dead ass had to grab on his ankle. Like, bruh, come on, you and Cap are ultimate meat suckers for each other. So Cap picks this up and then throws him on his back, and then treats him the same way that Bucky was treating his dad in that fucking footage. So this man gave him time to grab the shield, and he starts beating on his face some more. So then he pulls the helmet off and retires this nigga. And Tony in disbelief that he just got his ass jumped by 2 super soldiers. So Cap goes to pick up Bucky and get the fuck out of there. But Iron Man tells him to drop that shield because it's not for his sorry ass. And Cap know he don't deserve it since he just jumped this man. So he drops the shield, and they left the second realest nigga in the MCU just laying there.